Hello and welcome. Today we are going to solve a very popular interview problem known as the minimum platforms problem. This is a fantastic question to understand greedy algorithms and sorting techniques. Let's first define the problem clearly. You are given the arrival and departure times of several trains that are scheduled to reach a specific railway station. Your task is to calculate the minimum number of platforms required so that no train has to wait. Essentially, if two trains are at the station at the same time, they need different platforms. The core of this problem is understanding time overlaps. If train A arrives at 9 and leaves at 9:30, and train B arrives at 10, there is no conflict. They can use the same platform. However, if train B arrives at 9:30 while train A is still there, we have a conflict. We need a second platform. The answer to our problem is simply the maximum number of trains present at the station at any single moment. Here is a visual representation. Each bar represents the duration a train stays at the station. If we look at the timeline, we can see areas where the bars overlap. The vertical slice with the most overlapping bars determines the number of platforms we need. In this example, at the peak time, 3 trains are present simultaneously, so we need 3 platforms. A naive way to solve this is to take every single train's interval, and for each one, check how many other trains overlap with it. We keep track of the maximum count. However, this requires nested loops, comparing every train with every other train. This results in a time complexity of O of n squared, which is too slow for large schedules. Let's think more efficiently. Instead of looking at intervals, let's look at events. There are only 2 things that happen: a train arrives or a train departs. When a train arrives, we need 1 more platform. When a train departs, we free up 1 platform. If we process these events in chronological order, we can maintain a running count of platforms needed. To implement this, we take all the arrival times and all the departure times and place them into 2 separate arrays. Then, we sort both arrays independently in ascending order. Notice that we lose the connection between a specific arrival and its corresponding departure, but that is okay. We only care about the total number of trains at the station at any instant, not which specific train is on which platform. We use a 2-pointer approach. Let's say pointer I tracks arrivals and pointer J tracks departures. If the current arrival time is less than or equal to the current departure time, it means a train is arriving before the next one leaves. We increment our platform count and move the arrival pointer. Otherwise, if the departure time is smaller, a train has left. We decrement the count and move the departure pointer. We constantly update our maximum result. Let's trace this with an example. Both arrays are sorted. We compare the first arrival at 900 with the first departure at 910. Since 900 is smaller, a train has arrived. We increment our platforms needed to 1 and move the arrival pointer forward. Moving on, suppose our next arrival is at 940. We compare 940 with the current departure pointer at 910. 940 is greater than 910. This means a train departed before the new one arrived. So, we decrement the platform count back to 0 and move the departure pointer forward. We continue this process through all elements. The time complexity of this approach is dominated by the sorting step, which takes O of n log n time. The linear scan with the 2 pointers takes only O of n time. The space complexity is O of 1 if we don't count the space for storing the arrays, or O of n if we create new arrays for sorting. This is highly efficient. To summarize, the minimum platforms problem is solved by finding the maximum number of overlaps. By treating arrivals and departures as individual sorted events, we can use a greedy strategy to find the answer in O of n log n time. This avoids the slow quadratic comparisons of the brute force method.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.